Brianna's been located, and I'm going to give a big thank you to the Rutland Police Corporal in Vermont that located my daughter. Thank you very much for taking your time and doing the right thing, Corporal. And that comes from the bottom of my heart, and that actually also comes from everybody that knows, is involved with, or related to Brianna. So with that being said, we're going to take it back to what happened this time. Well, we all know that Brianna is medically ill. We know that Brianna has been badgered, abused, neglected, and lied about since the beginning of June when this all happened again, but taking it back to January of 2021 when we had a meeting and Brianna acknowledged the 3 staff members that are actually a conflict of interest to any of what's going on here, but they're all 3 involved again what's going on today. Trish, Chris Mitchell, Desiree Leo. They are the 3 that sat across from Brianna and I, and they listened, and Chris Mitchell said that Brianna was intimidating. Desiree agreed with what Brianna was saying, and Trish was acknowledging because she knows it's the truth. So with that being said, they acknowledge the fact that Brattleboro Retreat previously, where TJ Donovan had frivolously locked her up on an involuntary hold, wrote bad and false reports. So why hasn't Desiree Leo from Northeast Kingdom Mental Health Services, overrun by Human Services, overseen by TJ Donovan, come forward? Is it because she doesn't dare to do the right thing because of the paycheck that she receives? So again, that's part of a malpractice, right? So that's part of neglect. That's part of doing the client / patient wrong. So that's a violation of code of ethics. That's a whole lot of violation. We're going to talk about that. So then you have Tish, who oversees some kind of department, acknowledge the whole thing. She knows it's all true. She knows about the medications that were wrongfully given to Brianna. She knows that she shouldn't have had the medications. She knows that they delivered the wrong medications. She knows about all the wrong diagnosis. So then they ship her off to Rutland. They put her on an involuntary hold in Rutland after giving her the wrong medications, ordering her to take medications, or telling her that they were going to take my grandson away from her. And so that's what it led up to. That's exactly what they did. They allowed Kevin to abuse her. It's all on audio record and shared to this YouTube. Look under Domestic Violence, Island Pond, Vermont. Under my name, Kim C. Howes. Look under House for Justice. Look under Island Pond, Vermont. Look under North Anson News. You're going to find it all. You're going to find that every bit of what I'm telling you is audio recorded and video shared. So why is it that Brianna is now again back in the hospital? Well, is it because when I got her out of the hospital and she made contact like she was told to do, and they lured her back up here through Northeast Kingdom Mental Health Services to the state of Vermont, but they didn't furnish her the bus ticket. They told her they were going to work with her to get her son back to her and to get her into housing because they know that she was falsely accused. They know that Jacoby was frivolously and falsely taken from Brianna. Fictitious reports, false statements made by the defendants, accepted by DHS, DCF, Vermont State Police, and TJ Donovan. How about that? As well as through the courts. And the courts were already very well aware of what was going on. Previous to that, in April 2021, we had a hearing, and I shared all that information. So why my daughter didn't get a protection from abuse order then? Well, it's because she put it in her reports, but where are her reports? Nobody will give a copy of the reports, but they locked her out of her apartment so she has none of her paperwork. I'm the one that got her back up here because Vermont State Police contacted me and told me that my daughter was in the hospital and that needed to be contacted in regards to making medical decisions because I'm her mother. Well, I made the right decisions and I got my daughter back in to my care. Adult Protectives called me twice from Orlando Regional Medical Center on December 6th before they sent Brianna home to me or back to me, making sure that we were going to be okay and safe. They were made aware, and it's audio recorded and shared to YouTube, the whole situation. The detective for human trafficking is made aware of the whole situation. His name is Officer what? Pagan, out of Orlando Police Department. Call him and find out, or go back through these videos and look for the video and listen to the whole statement given to Orlando Police Detective in regards to this. Listen to ORMC, the whole situation being discussed with the hospital staff. Find out why the detective for human trafficking, now on the case, Deputy Graham Gate, has not done his job. There was no assignment of an advocate to the human trafficking and sex trafficking case, which Internal Affairs at Orlando and Orange County Deputy Sheriff's Office all say that she should have had an advocate. So what did they do? They sent 2 male deputies to speak to Brianna over at Marion County. And then they revealed where we were. And then they came back 2 days later, 2 male deputies, and took Brianna and shot her up with Haldol after they dropped her off frivolously to another medical ward without even giving me acknowledgement. And yet she was in my care. So that's a violation through the state of Vermont, and obviously conspired by the state of Vermont down through to the state of Florida, right from the beginning. So Florida got involved in it. So when Brianna got out of that hospital, being December 26th, they called me. The nurse told me, and I've got her straight direct line. I'm going to call her and I'm going to audio record and share it today. If she answers or returns my call, I promise that you're going to hear it all. She told me that if I wasn't able to be contacted, Brianna was going to be going somewhere and it wasn't good. That means that they were trying to put Brianna in a medical facility down in Florida. All because of what? All because she came forward. I have a copy of the FBI report here and I'm going to share it later. Because why? It's a sub-zero day and I've got a lot of paperwork that I've got to go through and copies to make because I got to go over to the court before 4 o'clock. So as I'm going through it, I'm going to share it. With that being said, you all can look forward to seeing the copy of the FBI report. Where did it end up? Why didn't it get accepted? Why did Brianna end up missing? Why did Brianna get drugged? Why did Brianna end up in the situation she is? Why did she end up in Florida? How did she end up in Florida? How is it that she ended up back in the psych ward? Why is it that mental health services got her over there to Vermont on a bus ticket and then didn't have a place for her? That's Northeast Kingdom Mental Health Services. Why is it that they waited until Friday, knowing that was a long weekend, to put her up in a motel in a place where she had nothing? She had no resources. None. With that being said, that's called a what? Abuse and neglect. I believe it's also a form of abandonment, and we're going to speak about that. And we're also going to find out from adult protectives, as I have a copy of their paperwork out of the state of Vermont, who's overseen by TJ Donovan, and find out why they didn't get involved in helping Brianna. They only got involved in trying to destroy Brianna. You all have a great day, and I look forward to you looking forward to watching and listening and perhaps making some calls, finding out why this is happening. Have a great day.